Hey, I'm Saps. I usually title these videos, why the Rangers shouldn't trade a certain player, or should the Rangers trade this player, or why they should keep this player. But this is a different video. Dear Jeff Gordon, do not trade Alexandar Georgiev. Watch the whole video, listen to what I have to say, take in my opinion, and discuss in the comments. Number 40, Alexandar Georgiev. He seems to me to be the face of never give up hockey. Keep fighting until the final horn sounds. That play like a New Yorker mentality that the organization is trying to influence on everybody. The 23-year-old goaltender has given this team an identity of how they play every single night. His attitude going into the games and his performance in games are giving the Rangers a chance to win every night. On the top of my head, I can think of 3 or 4 games already this season that if it wasn't for Alexandar Georgiev's performance, the Rangers would have either been blown out or lost horribly. Either way, they're both awful. Just the other night in Las Vegas, he had to make a save 5 seconds into the game. 5 seconds he had to make a huge glove save on Riley Smith. He single-handedly keeps them in games, and I haven't seen that since Lundqvist used to do it. Keyword there, used to. I'm going to move on to Henrik Lundqvist in a little bit, and obviously the situation with Shesterkin, but I want to talk about Georgiev right now. If you look around the whole NHL, I can name probably 5 teams that have either 2 number 1 goaltenders or a starting goaltender and a backup who can easily be a starter on a struggling goaltending team or honestly any other team. In Boston, you have Jaro Halak, who's the backup, and Tuukka Rask, who's the starter. Jaro Halak was a starter in St. Louis, Montreal, and on Long Island. He could be a starting goaltender on the team. The reigning Stanley Cup champions, St. Louis Blues, have Jake Allen, who's their backup, who was their starter, and Jordan Binnington. Arizona has Kemper and Ronta. Philadelphia Flyers have Brian Elliott and Carter Hart. And in a few seasons, the Florida Panthers are going to have a duo of Spencer Knight and Sergei Bobrovsky. I'm telling you, having 2 bona fide NHL goaltenders, one of them could be a starter on another team, is key. Look at the New York Islanders last year. They had Thomas Greiss and Robin Leonard. They had no idea what those 2 were going to do throughout the whole season. They ended up flip-flopping for them each and every other few games. They ended up winning a Jennings Trophy and having the best goals against average in the whole league. Georgiev has already solidified himself as a starting NHL goaltender. Already. He's 23 years old. This is his final year of a contract. You have to extend him. You have to. Every hockey team's mentality is to build your team from the back end out, and that starts with goaltenders. Now let's move on to the king, Henrik Lundqvist. He has been the backbone, heart and soul of this New York Rangers team for almost 2 decades now. He's in the final year of a 7-year, $59 million contract that sees him getting paid $8.5 million a season. Hank has come out and said that he wants to be part of this team. He wants to be a part of the rebuild. He wants to play out these last 2 years of his contract in New York. Now, with that no movement clause, yeah, it's probably possible that he might not ever wear another jersey, and he could be a Ranger for this season and next season. However, is that really beneficial to the team? But guys, he's getting up there. He's getting up there in age. He's obviously lacking the skill that he once had. Of course, you see those glimmer of magical saves, huge saves, but he can't play for another 10 years. Georgiev and Shesterkin can play for another 10 years. It's almost as if like he makes that spectacular save, but he hasn't won any important games that he's stolen. It's all been Georgiev this season. You live and die with Henrik Lundqvist. But does a 15-20 year player who's played on one team overshadow the 90+ years you have as a franchise and organization, and you don't want to look towards the future because you have him in net? No, it shouldn't be like that. Listen, I'm trying the nicest way possible to say keep Lundqvist this year and next year, but with the way Georgiev is playing, and with the way Shesterkin is playing, how do you not want those 2 guys in your net the start of the 22 season? I understand Georgiev has a lot of value right now. I don't see myself trading Alexandar Georgiev away for nothing. I can't. The guy single-handedly wins games at 23 years old. Unless you get a huge deal with a top-notch prospect, a mid-round pick, I don't see you winning that trade at all. The draft picks are chances. That's all they are. Look at the Adam Fox deal. You traded away a 2nd and a 3rd. Those have conditions on it, yeah. However, Adam De'Aaron Fox has been one of the best Rangers offensive defensemen I've seen in the last 5, 6, 7 seasons. You gotta ride the player. You know what you have in the player already. You don't know where you're gonna draft. Keep the goaltender now. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Lundqvist. I have no idea. You can't bury Shesterkin in the AHL for another season, because then you'll waste his entry-level contract. I don't know what to do, but trading Georgiev to me does not seem like the probable reason. Henrik Lundqvist is the heart and soul of this team. I've said that this whole video. But he's not a heart and soul of the future. I'm sorry. He's not. He will not be here in 2022-23. I don't know. It's a hard debate. After Georgiev got his goose egg last night, I was seeing all over Twitter, like, oh, we're really about to take William Nylander from the Leafs and a first-round pick. Like, sure, if you get that kind of a trade, yeah, I guess it makes sense. I do. I don't see you giving him up for a Cam Talbot-like trade. A draft picks. I don't see that. You need to have guys who already are drafted and you scouted them and know what they can bring to the table. You cannot give up Georgiev. He's probably the highest valued goaltender right now in the NHL. When the trade deadline comes in February, or even in January, or even talking about now in December, when the deadline comes, Georgiev is going to have the highest value. What is that value? Is it worth trading him for? I don't know what they're going to do with Lundqvist. Thank goodness I'm not Jeff Gordon, the GM. But in my opinion, if you can find a way to move out Lundqvist, I'm sorry. Do it. Guys, thanks for watching. Please discuss in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want more. I'll be doing a few more videos this week. I love you guys to death, and I'll see you guys later.